It's alive. From software tweets about Elden Ring and fans are losing it, Eurogamer.net. AirPods Pro earbuds with sound issues to be replaced by Apple for free, Gadgets 360. iPhone 12 drop test results are in. Ceramic shield is as tough as it sounds, CNET. OnePlus 8T gets minor Oxygen OS 11.0.2.3 update. GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. PocketNow Daily. Samsung Galaxy Note line might fold. Video PocketNow. PS5 and Xbox Series X stock update. Best Buy has good news for Black Friday, Tom's Guide. No-fault auto insurance should be no-go in Alberta, lawyers say, cbc.ca. Air Canada faces potential class action lawsuits in U.S. over ticket refunds, CTV News. BC casino patron brought $1.8 million in cash to casino in just 7 days, inquiry hears, cbc.ca. COVID-19 in BC. 3 schools and 6 flights with new exposures, oil sands outbreak, and more. The Georgia